Good evening, class. Tonight we're going to do Chapter 4, Lesson 2, Day 2, and our objective is to compare ratios. First thing you have to do is you need to be able to make equivalent ratios by multiplying, and what I mean by that, this could be a little confusing when you look at it this way. So I'm going to switch things around here, and I'm going to try to make it a little bit clearer for you. So if you take your first ratio, 3 to 4. And you pick any number that you want. Any number, I'm going to pick 2. If I multiply them both by 2, I can make an equivalent ratio. 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8. That is equivalent. Second example here, 8 over 7. And you can see here that I did by 4. If you multiply them both by 4, you get 32 over 28. It's hard because it's that easy. It's not. There's nothing much to it. So if I wanted to make an equivalent ratio for this one, I could pick any number. Let's just pick 5. 10 times 5 is 50 without having to write all this out. 9 times 5 is 45. Same thing here. Let's do by 3. 12 times 3 is 36. 6 times 3 is 18. So those would be equivalent. You can also make equivalent ratios by dividing. So it's the same thing, except instead of multiplying a number, you're dividing by a number. So if we divide 12 to 4 by 2, we get 6 to 2. Writing's kind of off today. If we have 18 over 9, or 18 to 9, because it's a ratio, divide them both by 3. As long as you divide by the top and the bottom by the same number, you're going to make an equivalent ratio. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 3. Or 9 divided by 3 is 3, excuse me. So, last thing you have to do is you have to be able to find the missing term of a pair of equivalent ratios. So 3 to 6, blank to 8. So when we write this out, it's 3 over 6 equals question mark over 8, because we don't know what this is. That's what we're trying to find out. Okay. Step 2, highlight the problems that are across from each other diagonally. This is very important. This makes your life really easy if you can figure that out. So what you do then is you multiply those two numbers. 3 times 8 is 24. And then you divide by the remaining number that's left, the one that you haven't used. 24 divided by 6 equals 4. So our answer here would be 3/6 is equivalent to 4/8. Now let's just check that. 3 times what gives me 4? So 4 is 1.33. So 3 times 1.33 gives me 4. 6 times 1.33 gives me 8. 7 to 9 equals 49 to question mark. So let's highlight the numbers that are across from each other. 9 and 49. And let's multiply those numbers together. That's the first step. So 9 times 49. And go ahead and use your calculator on this one. 9 times 49 equals 441. So we're going to take this number that we have left for our multiplication answer, 441. And we're going to divide it by the number that is left. The number that we haven't used yet is 7. 441 divided by 7 equals 63. So our answer for this question is 63. 12 to 5 equals 144 to question mark. So once again, find the two numbers that are across from each other diagonally. And that's 144 times 5. 144 times 5 gives you 720. And 720 divided by the remaining number if we divide that by 12, we get 60. So our answer for this problem is 60. You're going to have to work some tables and ratios, and basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be filling in the empty spots. And you're going, well, how am I going to figure this out? Well, you got to go with what information they give you. The student council is selling bouquets of daisies and tulips. The ratio of the number of daisies to the number of tulips is the same for all bouquets. You can use ratios to find the missing information in the table. Okay, so we have 24 to 12. My suggestion here is what you do is you take the number of daisies and the number of bouquets that you have, and you divide it. 24 divided by 2 is 12. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. So how many tulips are in there? 6. How many are in 1 for daisies? 12. Now, does that make sense? 6, 12, 18. Yes, they go up by 6. 12, 24. This would be 20. This would be 12 times 3. Which is 36. I have a couple more of these examples, but we're going to do those in class tomorrow. I want to shorten up the video a little bit. I don't want you to have to sit and watch this all night. So we'll spend some time going over those two in class tomorrow. Tomorrow in class, we're going to be working on page 138, 139, 16 to 35. Make sure you get a good night's sleep, bring your materials, be ready to work, and we will see you tomorrow. Night.